Morning. Good morning. Nice cool morning. I want to talk about food a little bit because I noticed something interesting yesterday. And one of the things that I realized in the past couple of months is I've been trying to more intentionally bulk. And so I've been more intentionally eating more food, basically until I'm stuffed. It's not always the case, but most of the time, some of the time. And one of the things that I noticed a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, doesn't really matter, was that I was starting to get this. I still don't know how to describe this. It's like, it's as if my baseline for how much food I desire to eat has moved up in terms of amount. That's like the only way I can describe it. So it's like, before this, it was like this much food I'm satisfied with and I'm full. And now that I've been like intentionally trying to eat more food, it's moved up to like this amount of food now is how much I quote unquote need or want. And I noticed that, and then I was like, that's good in some ways. Something's working, something's changing, but that can get out of hand really quickly. And because if I stop like working out or burning all of those calories intentionally, then all of a sudden my new baseline is up here and I'm taking in more calories than I'm burning, and I'm not, weight training, and that goes down a path that I don't want to go down, basically. And so I'm becoming more aware of that. But at the same time, I don't know, yesterday was, I don't know, I think I'm falling into my desires. Is that right? I don't know. I guess I don't really have a reason to be disciplined with food. Like, let me explain. I went on this long walk exploring some neighborhoods, and then got lunch at a nice vegan place. Pretty good. And then went to this like coffee shop cafe just to like chill and kill some time, basically. And I looked at the menu, and I remember this moment so clearly. Like, I looked at the menu because I was like, well, it's like, I don't know, 2:00. I don't want any more caffeine, but like, I'd like maybe just a little drink or something, just sit, chill, nothing too complicated. And I saw they had bingsu on the menu. If you don't know what bingsu is, it is so good. It's basically a Korean dessert where they shave ice super fine. So these like super fine snow-like crystals. And so you get this like mound, and the ice is not sweet, but they'll put like whatever toppings on top, like mangoes or strawberries, or I had this one that was in, where was that? Georgetown? Yeah, Georgetown, where it was like um, red bean and nuts, and it's so good. The texture, and it's not super sweet. I am a convert. It's so good. Anyway, they had bingsu on the menu, and I was like, oh, seal the deal. I'm gonna get one of those. And whatever, like juice, lemonade type thing. I've reached the end of the park. Well, sort of. And so I got a lemonade and a strawberry bingsu. And as I was eating it, I was like, well, first of all, it was like 25,000 won, which I think is like 7, 14, $18 or something like that, US, which is a lot. And as I was eating it, it was just like big plate of, or big mound of bingsu, and the drink was pretty sweet. And I was like, there's probably so much sugar in this meal. Like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I eating this right now? And after dinner, I went to this pizza place that was actually pretty good. And I was like, I just feel like I need like a scoop of ice cream, or just like a little sweet or something like that. And first of all, I acknowledged that. And I was like, wait, why? Like, why do you need it? You know? You don't need it. And so part of me was like, well, what if I, what if I didn't get something and just went back to the guest house? But on my way back, I saw a pastry cafe, and I stopped in, and they make these croissant donuts. It's like a donut hole croissant, but it's like flaky croissant, and they put like filling inside. And so I stopped in, got one of those. It was not overly sweet, I will say that. But I was just sitting there like, why am I eating all of this sugar? Like, what? Like, this is the path that I'm, is, what am I trying to say? Detrimental to my goals of, bulking. And I mean, I guess you could say I'm dirty bulking at this point, but like, the other thing that I have to mention was I was found a coffee shop. Again, this is all yesterday. I went to another coffee shop in the mid-afternoon and was booking my next country flight and hostel. And I was like, well, I have to get something. And I looked for basically the cheapest thing that they had on the menu that was not coffee. And it was this like sparkling apple juice, and that was really sweet. I was like, I'm eating so much sugar. Why? But anyway, it was like I was there from like 3:30 to, well, it ended up being like 6, but I could have left at maybe 4:35. I was looking at the time, and I was like, well, now's the time to go on a run or workout or do something. And then I just like kept delaying. And by the time it was 6, I was like, well, if I go, even if I go on a like quick run, I'm gonna have to come back, shower, change, unless I go straight to a place. And it's gonna be too late, and then I'm gonna push my sleep back. So I was like, well, I guess I'm just not gonna work out today. And I was going through the excuses of like, oh, well, I did a lot of walking today, and how much does that really count? Like, I didn't get my heart rate up, but it was just interesting. And this feels like all of this combined is accumulating to, I feel like this is the beginning of the end of like working out intentionally and bulking intentionally, and I'm just gonna get fat. So I did not eat my whole pizza last night. It was also very expensive, but I tried not to stuff myself and instead save some for lunch today. So anyway, just thought I'd capture that because it's like one requires the other, you know? Like if I'm not exercising and weight training and working out, then like I can't be eating this much. It's like they go together. You can't have one and not the other, you know? And I feel like I'm starting to realize that like, well, I'm not really working out as much right now because I think I actually don't remember if I checked. I might have checked. I think there's a couple Anytime Fitness gyms here in Seoul, but I don't know that I'm near any of them. I know there are a lot in Japan, but I don't know if I will be near any of them. But anyway, I can only do so many park workouts. But maybe that's just an excuse. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. See you tomorrow.